Welcome back. Now we're going to touch on some news.
I don't think it's quite news. I think it's gossip.
Yes, it is actually. Yes, manufacturer gossip. Okay, let me set the scene. In the world of advertising, whether it's motorbikes or anything else, generally you're not meant to have a go at any of your competitors. So if you look at advertising these days, whether it's for a car or a fridge, all they do is punt the absolutely brilliant details of their own product while ignoring everything else in the marketplace. And that rule has stood for many, many years. But Indian motorcycles in America have ignored that.
Yeah, they put a bunch of videos up on their YouTube channel. So this is technically not an advert per se, but it is marketing. It is on the official Indian channel. And what they do, they've got their new Challenger coming out soon. And their big claim on that is the highest performing American V-twin motor.
Yes.
So it makes millions of torque and all kinds of
So
brilliant
the figures
things.
say that, but to exemplify that it is indeed, what have they been doing?
So what they did is they got the Harley-Davidson Road Glide,
which is
sort
its
of
direct competitor.
Yeah. And they took a Challenger and they did some tests. First of all, there was a drag race, which, the Indian won. But they then decided it's more about torque, because this is the big point here. So they did the American thing. They got a big taco truck, like you see in America, where they sell taco things and all that. And they did a drag race where they literally pulled one of these, this taco truck to see which is best. And of course, the Challenger won. It beat the Road Glide by, I think, 3 seconds.
Wow.
And they put all that on their official Indian
social media,
social media, YouTube and all of that. Now, Harley-Davidson didn't take too kindly about it.
Harley got the hump, big
Harley
style.
got it. Now, it gets even worse. I mean, Indians, they are pressing on here.
Yes.
Not only that, but in Indian dealers in America, you can go and test ride a Challenger and a Road Glide. So they've actually got a Harley-Davidson Road Glide sitting there, and you can ride them both back to back.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's a lot of confidence there.
In your own product.
That's kind of like, well, yes, you want to ride the competitor there, please, go for it.
That's absolutely brilliant, and I really admire that.
So I think Harley-Davidson have sort of got their nose out of joint. I have it written here. It'll be on your screen. It says, honestly now, did you spend your youth dreaming about someday owning a Polaris?
Wow. Okay, first thing to note, they're called the Indians Polaris because that's the big company that owns everything.
Big company that owns
so they've even ignored calling it an Indian.
Okay, this wasn't technically on Harley-Davidson's official kind of...
Yes.
But it is sort of...
It's definitely had Harley approval.
I mean, you look at the fine detail, it says, we've been building riders, not gimmicks, for over 115 years. Not gimmicks.
Well, how do you get away with calling a more powerful, faster engine a gimmick? I don't really know what they're going about.
But for them, it's all about the soul
of
the
they're on
rider.
about the actual drag races and stuff of being gimmicks.
Yeah, because the motorcycles don't count anymore, according to Harley-Davidson.
Yeah. Well, look, I think they've made a mistake here, because number one, simply replying to the whole thing shows the world that you're a little bit worried. And they need to be, because... in America, Indian motorcycle, and I'm going to say this, I think overall, if you take the range as a whole, I think Indian are, I'm going to get some hate mail. I think Indian are building better motorcycles than Harley-Davidson. In America, Indian are kind of on a rise. Harley-Davidson are in a bad place.
They've got big problems.
Yes.
Okay, this is now, people are sort of been saying, well, it's motorcycling that is sort of going down, but it's not. I mean, everybody else is showing record, and this is not American.
All the European manufacturers, the Japanese.
I was looking at Honda. I mean, they were in a slump in 2008, 2009. We had that big depression. They were selling at that stage, it was 1.5 trillion. Their income was 1.5 trillion yen. They now last year did a record 2.1 trillion yen. So even Honda's on a rise like this. And yet Harley-Davidson, is the only one who seems to be kind of going downhill.
Their sales are on a bit of a kind of consistently long, over a course of years, slump. Their share price has tanked. They're in a bad place. Although you've got to give them respect, though, for the fact that they're now doing the electric, that they're trying to change everything. I just don't think they're going far enough.
No, okay, just very simple. They're selling bikes for 300,000 Rand odd. Build a 300,000 Rand motorbike. Sorry, Harley. I mean, just look at your motorbike. Look closely. Go and look at what everyone else is doing, not just Indian. Go look at what the Europeans are doing. Triumph, the Italian.
No, you're absolutely right, Don.
It looks so good, and they're charging the same price as you. How?
Absolutely. If you buy a 300 grand Ducati, for instance, every detail is beautiful, whether it's the grips on handlebars, the foot pegs, everything is utterly gorgeous. If you buy a 300 grand Harley, it comes with cheap as chips, mirrors and grips and footboards, and they expect you to spend another 100 grand making it what it should be in the first place.
Yeah,
and you may remember we tested an FXDR, I think a year and a half or so ago. That's a 300 grand bike that really you'd struggle to ask in a real world 200 grand for, and it was shoddy workmanship.
I'm going to say two things, Harley-Davidson, what they've always done in the past. Okay, first of all, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Bring out a Harley-Davidson that is magnificent. Even if it's just a concept, bring out something, the covers come off and everyone goes, wow. And the second thing you need to do, put someone like Deadpool or Wolverine, or what you need is another Terminator. You know, remember in the 80s?
Make them cool again.
Arnold Schwarzenegger got in his Harley, put his shotgun up. It was so cool. You wanted to be that. Now it's sort of a little bit accountant. You know what I mean?
So Harley, we're kind of sorry. You shouldn't have replied to that in the first place. And easiest solution to not getting the mick taken out of you is build better bikes that have got a fairer price. Okay, enough
gossip.
Yeah, good. Yeah, enough. Poor old Harley-Davidson. I want to move over to. We don't normally cover MotoGP here on the bike show or the racing, but since in MotoGP, a lot of what you see there eventually trickles down to us road riders.
This is a glimpse into the future.
Yes,
that's
exactly
what
it's
it is.
A prototype class. So,
exactly.
So can you see how excited it is?
Yeah,
Listen, so Don is a MotoGP fundy. He's continually checking out everything that goes on, and now the reason he's excited is because he's got something that actually is directly going to improve his life.
Yes. Okay. The latest thing now is again Ducati. They seem to be, or Gigi Dall'Igna is a mad scientist. They seem to be all about innovating, finding new things. Now, what they did 2 years ago is they brought out a whole shot device on their MotoGP bikes. What it is basically was on the triple clamp, there was a little screw there, you turn it just before the start, and the whole bike kind of hunkers down, the whole bike lowers, and that way when you pull off, it doesn't wheelie as much, it doesn't do all of that, and you get more drive.
It had to be mechanical, didn't it?
It had to be. Now, the rule in MotoGP is the suspension may not be electronically adjusted. So you can't from the pits, you can't plug in it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how they did it, but you turn a little screw and the whole bike hunkers down. What they've done now is they've taken that one step further, where previously it was only for the start. What they've done now, and they're testing it beginning, to look at for this season, is a ride-out adjustment you can use whenever you're on a straight. So they've got this little switch now, an extra switch on the handlebar over here. And as you come onto a long straight, you push the button and the whole bike lowers. So not just on the start, but every time. Yeah. So what happens when the whole bike is lower? It obviously lowers the center of gravity, so the bike doesn't wheelie as easily, which is a big problem they have. Why they have the wings and all that. It also means better aerodynamics because when the bike's lower, better slipstreaming. So it's just more straight line speed. Now, this is now a new thing. They're just bringing it out right now, and like the wings and like everything,
it will appear on road bikes.
When are we getting that?
But before Don gets there, he's not really interested in keeping the wheelies down. He's not really interested in a slightly higher top speed. What are you interested in with this technology?
Touching the ground.
Okay, let's just go. Don's done a series of adventure bikes this last 12 months or so, and I don't want to be rude, but I think 3 of them at least have gone back with some dents in.
Now, whenever I meet people in real life, they've only seen me on the show, the first thing they kind of always say to me is, wow, you're a lot smaller in real life. I'm a short bloke. I'm a short guy. Okay?
Not that short, but...
Well, I'm quite short. I've got tiny little legs. And my problem is that whenever you ride like a GS at Africa Twin, all these sort of things, generally I'm kind of just, tippy-toeing the whole time. What I would really love for this, not only to make our superbikes faster, but I'd love that whenever I come to a halt, I can push a button and the entire bike lowers. That would be magnificent. That would just be glorious. I want it.
I feel the need to take the mick out of Don, but I have to say it's a great idea, and Don's not the only one. I bet there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of riders out there for whom touching the ground and being a little bit unstable when the bike's either very slow or stopped.
And a whole lot of lady riders, come on. They do it in cars. I mean, they've got cars that go low to the ground. That's just to look cool because, I don't know. But anyway, but come on, why not?
Yeah, absolutely, why not? So like you say, MotoGP is kind of always leading the way forward. And like you said about the wings, holy moly, did they come to actual street riding very, very quickly. So who knows? Don may be able to ride an adventure bike without hitting his head on a rock every time. Look how happy he is. I think we should leave this segment of the show while he's still smiling. We'll be back in a second.